Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 46, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and Sundays and release it on podcast services like Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love, give us a follow, do some likes, comments, what have you on any podcast service, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me are my group of awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What's going on with you?
Oh, I unplugged yesterday, dropped a car on myself. Not too much. How about yourself?
You dropped a car on yourself. Okay, explain.
Well, I have brand new tires on my car, which makes this all the more frustrating. I got them like 8 months ago. I have a slight ding in my rim, so there's a slow leak. And because the weather was up and down for a bit, it's now just flat and it gave up. So I decided yesterday was the day to put my spare on, and my jack came down and fell as I was pulling the tire out. And yay!
That sounds horrible. Did it?
I caught it on my arm.
Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that was it.
well, I'm glad. At least it could have been a lot worse than what you just described. So that's good. At least
Yeah.
you're okay at that point. But my God, so anything happened this week for you? Anything besides a car that almost amputated your arm?
Yeah. With the wheel well. Dax turned 16. Your
Jeez.
everyone's
Yay.
beloved screaming cat. We also know why he's screaming a little more than usual, which is great. So now we can get him some Macine. He's got hyperthyroidism, so that's causing him to feel that he's hungry when he's not. So he's meowing extra. Yeah. He also is losing his hearing, so that doesn't help. But he's
It really does.
16. But yeah, we celebrated that, and then Modern Warfare decided to crash my PC during that whole Get Out. So it's been a rough week, with computers and technology for us in Vegas. I feel like, because I'm not the only one that's getting stream drops and all of that stuff. So it's just kind of one of those just roll with it weeks. Ow!
Yeah,
Hi.
definitely roll with the punches. Well, that's good. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully you have a better week ahead of you. So that's good. At least you're okay. At least you're okay though. That's all that matters.
It starts with an M though, Smitty. His meows start with an M for sure. There you go.
Oh gosh. All right. And we got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the third seat. What's going on with you, buddy?
Chilling, my friend. It has been a heck of a week. Mishmash TV, they started on Monday. I streamed on the channel this past Thursday. That's been freaking amazing. The channel has already been affiliated in 4 days, dude. It's crazy. There's all kinds of just a variety of really good streamers. We're getting to meet each other more. We're gonna be doing a meet and greet next week on Tuesday and Friday with other creators and then people and stuff like that. So that was awesome, dude. And then kind of I was saying in chat to Donk on their show, Critically Awkward, they were talking about this game called Marauder. So I picked it up. It's kind of like well, in theory, it'll be like a basically in space Tarkov. Is kind of their inspiration for it. So it's very, very early in development. It looks and plays like a potato. But the potential is there. I may stream it just because I think I can. I'm in their Discord and stuff like that, and I want to double check and make sure. But it's but the potential for it is there. So I was like, throw some money and yeah, pre-alpha exactly. So it's super early, but the potential for it I think is there. And I've been looking, I really want to get in on a game early development and kind of see it through. I really enjoy that experience, and I feel like I have a better connection with the game if I'm there from earlier on in the journey into it being a polished product. So that's gonna be that'll be fun to play. But yeah, I mean, other than that though, we played a late night last night, some Overwatch. Last night was crazy. Lots of love and whatnot, and somehow we ended up taking shot skis, even though I don't even like, but that's what happens.
I was gone at that point.
Yeah, no, I know. I was surprised that I was like
You stayed up
I was
late.
really surprised because like I know, and I don't start. I usually start 3 hours earlier than that, and I just got behind. We had the concert and stuff. I was kind of taking my time. I was like, it's like, well, I just want to play a little bit tonight, chill out, have a good
Yes.
time. So it was a
Well,
lot
that's
of
cool.
fun. Yeah. What
That's
about you?
awesome.
What is
Yeah,
going on in your
Yeah.
world, Mr.
Tell
CFG?
us.
oh my god, dude, this was a
Boy.
terrible week.
Oh
Like,
no, you
yeah.
too.
Well, like it was. Well, I mean, not as bad as you. You had a car
Oh,
dropped on you.
stop.
I didn't get that bad. But like mine though, like well, besides the fact that well, one of my favorite games as a kid was Streets of Rage. Just when Streets of Rage 4 came out, we were able to do some a review copy of that. So we're going to be doing a review of that next week. I'm debating if I'm going to do video or a regular script review, but that is a fun game. So definitely get that one out. And then also, yeah, I've been doing a little bit of interviewing with developers, because there's one developer called Kit Fox Gaming,
Why does
is
that sound
releasing a
familiar?
yeah, they don't really they're still pretty small. They don't really have a lot of, big games as most people know of. But there was this
Mhm.
one game that I was playing like crazy last year at E3. And it was called Boyfriend Dungeon. And I could not stop playing it. It was a fun game because it was basically yeah, it was basically like you're a girl that's going through these dungeons in the city, but then your weapons are these guys. So these guys turn into weapons that you use. So you have to have some affinity with these guys. Like you can go on dates with the dudes and stuff like that. But like but it was a real fun system. I could
Hmm.
not stop playing it. So like I talked to them, and then I wanted to do an interview, so we got a chance this week to talk to these to the folks with them. So that, and it was really awesome. So that was cool. So I thought, man, this week is going pretty good. But then Friday, when I wanted to stream came, and it just decided to say, you know what, not today. So basically, so I had a capture card that just failed on me. That the capture card is 3 months old, and I was literally doing this for 5 hours yesterday, trying to figure out why is this stuff, like, why is it not working? And then I was
Oh
pulling my hair out, and then
no.
I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'll just use my the backup card that I
Mhm.
have, and then start doing it. But it still just irritates me that this card is like 3 months old, and I'm having issues like that with it. So yeah, so I'm trying to still figure it out, and then try to get their customer service. But then we're in 2020, but they don't have a phone number, so you have to
Uh,
email them your problem, and it's just
what
it just went.
brand so I can avoid it? It's
Yeah,
Nvidia.
yeah. It's just it was so annoying. I was just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that was a nightmare for me yesterday. But other than that, let's go on the happy note. We'll go towards this, and go to the regular rigmarole here. So
Go.
each of us picks a news topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be something that was a specific game, or something that happened in the gaming industry itself. And we don't want to just talk about it amongst ourselves. We want the people in our stream to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something that you if you have a reply, if you have a remark, something that you found interesting, that we want to hear about it, and we will put it a part of the stream. We have our moderator Faye. How you doing, Faye?
I'm good.
Good deal. We got Faye here that will definitely moderate that, and she will let us know to add it into the conversation. So let's get down to it. I know we usually do this at the before the stream, but I didn't do it. But this time we'll go with Smitty's topic up front. What do you bring into the table?
So, and I just saw this. I think this was just today, but basically, a bunch of the gaming companies are coming together. They've created this thing called Summer Game Fest, and essentially, I'm just going to kind of read this first paragraph here as far as what it says. But it says Summer Game Fest is a new industry wide celebration of video games that will span from May through August, and it was announced today. It'll bring breaking news, in game events, and free playable content from companies across the game industry all season long. Jeff Keighley said, curator and host for pre and post. What the heck was that? pre and post shows in a lineup that include companies such as Bethesda, Blizzard, CD Projekt Red, Electronic Arts, Microsoft, Riot, Sony, and Square Enix. I'm cutting in and out?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're cutting
of
in and
course,
out pretty
now it
badly.
sounds fine.
And now
Yeah,
it
I know,
sounds fine?
right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
It was
Well-
just me because no one was saying anything. I was like, oh gosh.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Trying
you
to
were
stay
cutting.
professional.
No, but you're sounding
Ah,
good now, though. I mean, I guess
It sounded
just you
fine
were.
now. That was
Yeah, I
yeah.
weird.
don't know what. I don't know what it
Maybe it
was.
was because I pulled that screen up or something like that. I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe it was
basically
loading.
it's just a bunch of the companies. They're because we're in this time where basically, and this is just my own personal thought, but I think basically you could just count out all conventions this year. It's not going to happen most likely. So again, we talked about this too at the beginning, where people they're gonna have to look to get a little innovative as far as things that they're doing and things that they're bringing us. I think this summer game fest I think is a fantastic way of kind of you know what I mean, doing and it starts May to August, so that's 4 months. We're talking different content, different in-game events. Hold on here.
Okay, yeah.
What are your guys'
Um,
thoughts on it? I don't know. This is still kind of new, so I'm still kind of trying to see
okay,
exactly
well, I
what
mean,
it is.
I will say this though, because like what's happened. Okay, so basically what it is, it's like the name of the creator of the event. His name is Jeff Keighley. If you know the name of who Jeff Keighley is, he's a dude who he's a very big like influencer, not influencer himself, but person inside the video gaming industry itself. So
Yeah.
Keeley also created the video game awards. So everything that you've done, like all the gaming awards that you see at the end of the year, is his baby.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
he, yeah. So what he did is that he wanted to do the summer game fest. Uh, he announced on his personal Twitter page, and he basically was saying that he wanted to have an experience like to have like developers and stuff to come together and just announce things and do special events and stuff. So I'm gonna pull something up on that and because like it's actually a good thing that he quoted. So I'm gonna definitely put that on here. Give me a minute. So if you want to fill some time, by all means,
yeah.
go for it.
I think this is really cool though that they are coming together and doing it. I didn't realize that he was the guy that did the whatchamacallit, the game awards show and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
but it's cool that all these coming together, and it's kind of like supplementing for some of the events, some of the announcement stuff that would have
Yeah.
been going on during this time. So I feel like that's a nice like way to kind of bridge that gap and still be able to give people things, still be able to have those breaking news and those huge announcements. I'm curious to see like what the format is going to be for them. Is there going to be like an official channel that they push this off of? Is it going to be coming from individual, the individual companies that are saying, "Oh, I'm under this summer game fest blanket, but
Right.
we're still, whatever." So it'll be
Mhm.
interesting to see, because we could use news, and like we still want that bit of it's expected at this time to start getting that stuff. So it's like, it's nice that they're able to at least still feed us and give us that information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just pulled it up here. Okay, so like so Jeff Keighley says this on his Twitter page. Since I was a kid, one of my favorite parts of the summer has been seeing all the video game companies band together to hype us up about the future of this incredible medium. This year has been a challenge for all of us. For a while, I thought 2020 might be the first time in 25 years we didn't have a big magic industry wide moment. It really bummed me out to see everything fracture. More than ever, this is a year we need to be positive, uplifting center of gravity to bring this global community together. So that's what we're going to build. Today, I'm proud to announce Summer Game Fest, a 4-month long season of news events from all of your favorite platforms and publishers. It's all the news you've been waiting for, but also in-game events, playable content, and demos of select titles and a bunch of fun surprises. So how this is sounding like is basically seeming like it's not necessarily, I wouldn't even want to call it an event, because it's more like he is kind of consolidating all big the developers and just kind of wanting to have a spot where they'll be like, hey, we're going to push demos for these cool things that you're looking forward to, as
Right.
well as some secret surprises of like, but obviously like maybe announcements that's coming out, that's coming soon and stuff. But what I will say though is like I've no unofficial, I won't say that if it's official or not, that there's supposed to be some at the end of this event. There's supposed to be some sort of like a actual physical event that's going to be happening, but I'm not. I haven't gotten the verification yet, 100% yet on that. So, but I think this is definitely something that we definitely need, especially as gamers, man. Like that I think is it's definitely a great idea, especially since we lost E3, GDC. Although GDC is coming back, but it's going to be a fully digital format. Seeing some of this stuff that's coming in, that's coming into effect, is definitely very, very, very fun to see. So
I'm intrigued. I mean, here's the thing. Every week when we sit down and we start getting ready for the show, I look at a bunch of different news sources. I watch, certain things to get myself prepared for the week, and then kind of decide what I wanna talk about. I never make a choice until we sit down, usually. But I think that's really cool, and who knows what. I mean, if they're saying it's an event, obviously it's not just going to be come here for like news on certain things, but maybe we get some more free content. I know like Epic is giving away a lot of free games each week and things like that, so maybe like this is an area where we can essentially like test out games before they're released, like I think that might be really cool.
I mean, yeah, I mean I guess it's just the one thing is I want to implement to see how they're going to implement this is
Yeah.
the biggest thing. So,
Have they
I
dropped a
mean,
date? I know they said May, but have
It
they
well,
actually
started
dropped a
like
date?
now.
Oh,
yeah, technically it
Yeah.
started already. It's not like I said. I don't think it's. I'm not going to treat this like an event because it really isn't. It just seems like it's because
right.
it's more like a timetable of like different kinds of things. But like and that's where it's kind of a little vague on like how are you going, like I mean with that kind of plan that you're trying to do. I'm assuming that you're wanting people to go do like maybe virtual like meetups of some sort, or some sort of like thing that would make people hyped about this kind of situation or this kind of moment. So
Yeah.
like I think that the idea is a great one. I mean we definitely but I guess it's so we don't have the facts yet. I
Right.
mean, it's we're 24 hours removed, and we just and so I'm just gonna give it some time and see where this is going to go, because I mean they could say I mean and I trust what Jeff Keighley's wanting to do, because I mean look what he did with the Game Awards and stuff,
Yeah.
and with this crazy stuff, but I kind of feel like this is still kind of in its infancy state on what this can or could become in the near future.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
think it
see
looks
what
really interesting.
sorry, I was saying I see what Donk was saying. Like, so Donk is saying, he says, more importantly, I need to make money off of ad revenue. Honestly, I really need revenue really bad. Please check out the website. Click on the links. So you're saying that, and again, I could see that too, that, they have to, because that's exactly right. And that is 100% correct. Obviously, this is, hey, we're trying to get back, and this is really cool, or this or that. But really, this is, hey, we still need to make money too. And ad
Yeah.
revenue is how they make money. So I'm sure that there's going to be all kinds of, hey, we're still doing this sponsored event. We're still doing this. The biggest thing, as far as my curiosity, as far as with this, I mean, because they are like they're kind of trying to make it seem like it's like it's an event, like a 4 month event. And I think you're right that it's more of just like a, hey man, like this is it's just a timetable of how things are going. So I'm curious to see what they do with it. But absolutely, this absolutely has to do money. Money, these moves aren't made just out of the kindness of people's hearts. I
Free
can tell
goodwill,
you
yeah.
that.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
I just think that, man, but like I really don't know. Like I mean, the biggest thing is like I don't know, because like it's nice to say that, because like I mean I'm assuming Donkey went to the website himself, and then like the website is very vague. It's like, oh, it's very vague itself. All it tells you is like, oh, put your email here, then we'll give you more information later. I
Right.
hate those websites so much.
Pull
Like
it up.
yeah,
Let's just take a look.
yeah,
Let's just take a look.
yeah, yeah, if you go to the website, all it is just it's basically a banner page, and then it's just it just says Summer Game Festival. For more information, here's your need your email. It's like okay, you want me to trust
Oh,
this
I just doxed
website
myself.
with this kind of information? Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know.
Y'all
I
didn't
just
see
You
nothing.
didn't see that.
it's just ridiculous. Yeah. Usually nice, smooth, Smitty. We're just
Ah,
a smooth sailing
look at
ship
that.
here.
Yep.
But yeah, but like I mean that's and when every time when I do that, I just refuse to do it myself personally. So until I get some hopefully if we get some any kind of information from from a good source, then that's when I'll probably make my move. But other than that, right
I'll
now.
sign up for it. I didn't mean to dox myself, but I'll sign up for it. Oh,
Yes.
what an animal.
Very nice. But I mean it's something that we definitely do. I personally am looking forward more to GDC. I think GDC has well proven themselves capable for this, and let alone and I think that even though having a digital GDC itself is a lot different than when going to the physical location. I think there's the reach that you can get with so many different developers, so many different parts of the gaming process and stuff. I think it's still going to be there, and so I'm more optimistic about that than I am for this. This seems a little bit like kind of. I mean, it seems cool. I think it's a cool thing, but I just don't know. I don't know what it entails.
Right.
Is where I stand.
Yeah, I feel you
So
on that.
yeah. Yeah, so other than that, well, that was a good one. That was definitely a good one, Smitty. What about you, Lex? What are you bringing to the table?
Well, I'm glad you asked. If you guys played Remnant earlier this year, well, it came out last year actually, and it was a really great game. I've played it a few hours. Adam plays it a lot. My partner in crime. But earlier this week for $10, they had a DLC release, and it's called Remnant from the Ashes Swamps of Corsus DLC. And basically, what it is, I'll read you a little excerpt. Players become the last of humanity, fighting off monsters from another dimension that have thrown everything into chaos. Swamps of Courses not only adds new content to the game, but also contains a revamp for the existing Courses location. The Swamps of Courses DLC is on sale for $10. It adds new dungeons, enemies, and bosses in addition to the new mods and weapons. It's a survival mode, according to the developer, and it's not just single player but multiplayer, which is great. And if you don't know what Remnant is, it's a great game. But what it does is even if you play through by yourself or play through as multiplayer, you're probably going to get a different boss than somebody else in each level. And Pomp had made a really good analogy earlier about what the game is like, but with guns. What did you say, fam? Sorry, love.
Well,
It's
it's
Dark
it's
Souls
usually
with
been
guns,
compared to
right?
Dark Souls with guns, but
Yeah.
like it's procedurally each like playthrough is procedurally generated,
Yeah, and
and
it's
so that's why
very
like you
different.
it's impossible to fight all the bosses in the first playthrough
Yeah,
because there's
which
like a 50-50 chance of you getting a certain boss
right. And that was like a
in
huge
the
thing
area.
for Adam was, a lot of the times you play through and it's like, well, why would I bother going back through? Or why would I bother playing with my friend and his playthrough? And I was playing with Karma, another content creator, and her and I were like running bosses. And it was really interesting because I had been to the same stage and it was laid out a little differently. There were different bosses. And so it was really cool to see that, and it's a different experience, and it's new. And I'm really glad they came out with the DLC. I mean, he woke up so early and jumped on my computer, and all day that's all they were doing, and it was fantastic to see him so happy. I won't get to play it until he's done, but it's a lot of fun, and it's a really challenging game. It's not easy, and it's a blast. So if you like a challenge, the Remnant DLC is out. It's only $10, which I think is fantastic, and it's a pretty big DLC as far as like the mods, the weapons, the changes, and all of that. So it's I think it's definitely worth it. And if you're at home like the rest of us and you have nothing to do, there you go.
Well, I mean, I've never played Remnant, so like you said,
Oh, it's good.
I'm kind of like a little bit in a place where it's like it sounds awesome, it sounds interesting, and how you describe it, Lex, it does sound very very fun to check out. But like, so how long has this game been out? Is this a fairly recent
It's
game?
fairly
Like
It's
it's been around for like
recent,
a year or
yes.
two?
Yeah.
It's pretty recent. It came out last year. Well, did it? I think it might be a little more than a year old.
This is a
Because I'm
co-op game?
trying to recall.
Is this a co-op game or this is a solo game?
Yeah, it's co-op.
co-op.
You can play either.
You
Yeah.
play.
Okay, it's August 16th, 2019. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Is it-
John. Okay,
It's 20th. Yeah.
so is this a
Co-op up to
first
3
time now?
people.
Yeah. So is this the first time that is this their first DLC from the initial launch, or is this is this the second one? Okay.
Yes.
So
So
this
this is their first DLC. I mean, they've done updates and things like that, obviously, but this is
Mhm.
their first like additional DLC drop.
So this was highly anticipated for the group for people who were playing the game. Okay, that's why I was wondering because as I was noticing a lot of people have been playing Remnants a lot recently, and I've always been
Mhm.
wondering.
Yep.
I'm like, what
That's
is
why.
going on with this with this
Yeah,
game?
because
Am I
it
missing
was hot.
something?
It was like the hot thing for a second, and then all of a sudden, like you didn't hear anything really about it. Other stuff went on, but like this is like I remember. 'Cause I remember I was kind of like, all right, that game looks pretty cool. Again, I'm not really the Dark Souls type of patience guy, but you telling me I can play this with friends that piques my interest for sure. I didn't realize it was co-op like that. I thought it was more like the Dark Souls co-op where you can drop in on somebody's thing and help them through something, and then you
No.
bounce back to your own thing. Okay.
No, you basically go through like you can go through the whole storyline with them. But if you progress further in theirs, you still have to do it in yours. But the likelihood of you having the same scenario is not. So
Right.
that's what's pretty great. And like Adam said, it was anticipated. Like the survival mode almost makes it into two completely different games. And so that was really cool. And just hearing, because I know when a game that he's playing is good, because the sounds from his room of excitement are very legit. And so he and Gabe have just been going to town in there. And our buddy Gabe, like he plays certain games, but he doesn't play a lot with people. I feel like he's one of those like hang out in the Discord, he plays his thing, you play your thing, and that's kind of that. But they've just been I just hear their voices going like, "Did you see it? Okay, now you go. Now you do." And it's adorable from my standpoint. But yeah, I'm excited that they came out with the DLC because I enjoyed the game. I'm terrible at it, but I like playing it. So,
I mean, that's
Why
all
do
that
you
really
say you're
matters. I
terrible
mean, you don't
at
have to be the.
oh, I'm terrible at it. I think I don't see very well, and so I kind of have to have Adam sitting there. 'Cause, like for instance, in this portion, when you're inside of your like your camp, basically, there's different areas that you need to go to and to talk to certain people, and
Mhm.
it's too dark for me to see those areas, and then other areas are so bright that I can't see that either. If you guys don't know, I had a bunch of brain surgeries, blah blah blah, but my vision is a little wonky. And so it's a little I have to have someone kind of step through it with me because I feel bad at asking like, hey, come back in here. I can't find such and such, even though I've been there 6 times because I can't see in certain areas. But during the fights, it's intense and it's really calculated about what you use, when you use it, and how you use it. And especially playing with like another person, the bosses are harder. And so, I mean, Karma and I worked I think we tried like 16 or 17 different times on this one specific boss for hours, and we just couldn't beat him together. And then we had a third join us who was level hundreds plus, which made the boss then even harder, and we couldn't beat it. And so we kind of got frustrated that night and just gave up. And that's where I left off. I was like, I'm terrible. I'm no help to anybody. I give up. But I enjoy
Wow.
watching other people play and watching Adam play and the strategy and it's like a chess game when they play and it's really neat. So
Oh, okay.
if you like something challenging, that's your jam.
Yeah. It looks
Have
pretty
y'all?
crazy.
Yeah, I've never really seen. Well, yeah, I need to actually start checking it out because I need to definitely see that see how this game plays in this because you're making it sound like you are kind of selling this to me. So
I know that's
Yeah.
exactly. I was like, no, I mean, you had me at co-op, so it's like I didn't realize it had like a
Yeah.
traditional co-op mode.
Oh, I'm
Or
happy
you
to
could do
play
it
with
solo.
people.
Uh-huh.
I'm happy to play with anyone that wants to play if Adam's not on it because we family share games,
Mhm.
but I'm not great.
I watched a
Oh, okay.
playthrough and it seemed like fun.
It's a lot of fun.
This is PC.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, you make it sound so bad. It's like you're like,
What?
oh, interesting. Is it just PC or is it on consoles too?
No, I think it's.
I think it's on
Not
console.
sure.
Let me
Oh,
see.
no, I'm not sure. They could be using a Xbox controller on a console or on a.
Yeah.
It is
to carry
on.
you.
Yeah, it's on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Me
Okay,
tonight.
cool.
Dog.
Yeah, it's on everything. But yeah, it's a really neat game. And if you haven't played it, I mean, you can always check out gameplay. I feel like it's a game that's definitely worth its weight in what you pay for it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And the DLC drop is quite large, and basically, like Adam said, it puts it into like a different perspective and makes it almost a secondary game in and of itself, which is
Wow,
nice
okay.
because a lot of times you pay for a DLC and you're like, that was it. You know what I mean? And that's always very disappointing. I'll usually wait when a DLC drops for other people
Not
to
me.
play it.
I
Yeah.
don't buy DLCs at all.
Yeah, I'm usually like a wait and see kind of person because it's like if I'm gonna spend that extra coin, I've already dropped X amount of money on a game. Why would I bother? You know what I mean? And so it's
I mean,
definitely
it's hard for me to put to purchase on DLC though in general because it's hard for
I
me
get it.
to reinvest yourself in a game that you've beaten or a game that you've played.
Hey.
Like I mean, like, can you imagine playing something in August in 2019 and then I mean you've waited like we're in May now and then this is the first DLC drop. It's hard for me to kind of get back in the mix of a game and to just say, oh, here's some extra story. And it's like that for anything. Like even like I think the only DLC that I've ever really have gotten it was Horizon Zero Dawn Frozen Wilds, and the only and I finally I bought that one because I loved the story in the first one, and this one actually did the one thing that none other did, and that made me reinvest in that series again. But other than that, like yeah, so I think it was I think it was yeah. So it's really cool that they're able to do that. I might want to check this out.
You
I'm
should.
definitely gonna check this out.
I think you'll like it because it's not a lot of because I know why you dislike Monster Hunter, and everything you dislike about that is definitely not in this. And there's a storyline, but everything has a purpose, and like you're in the
Mhm.
fights like right away, which is
You know,
great.
yeah, I'm not saying that I dislike Monster Hunter. I like Monster Hunter. I just
You
I
need the
just don't.
story.
Yeah, but like that's the one thing that's the one thing I really
You
don't
just
like about
want to
it.
murder things, you meanie.
Oh, you mean just like how every other Monster Hunter has been all the time? It's like it's always about just killing monsters. They didn't need a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so or the worst part, the one thing that the pet peeve, I'm sorry, since we're on this now, is the one or the stupid
Uh-oh.
stories where it was like you have to track the dumb animal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you track the dumb animal in one zone, and then you're like, okay, I found all the footprints. No, you're only at 30% of the way.
Yeah,
You have
gotta go to
to
different
leave
zone.
and
Yeah.
come back and do it again.
Yeah.
And then you come to find out that they're not even in that zone. They're in a completely different zone in a different area just to go fight that thing. I'm sorry. I don't like busy work. That's the one thing that's the one thing
I get it.
I can't stand it. Can't stand it.
Some
And
of
there's
us
my rant.
enjoy that.
Yeah, some of
Just
yeah,
saying,
and
Blurry.
then keep on enjoying. I mean, I know Faye's loving the game. I'm not going to say that you're wrong about it. I think it's a good game.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter's
Yeah,
always been about gameplay, and it's fun. So
yeah.
Whatever. I hate
It's all
you.
about the gameplay. And you know what the gameplay is? Killing monsters. That's that's
No,
the
you
gameplay.
can't
it's
shoot
like
them.
it's just like boss fights, the video game.
That's exactly what I wanted. And that's all I wanted was just to fight bosses. That's all I wanted. I don't need the story. I don't care about the story.
I know. Well, that was my topic. I'm sorry to get you all flustered.
I like
Yeah, Remnant. Go
Yes,
check it out.
okay.
You'll enjoy it.
All
It's a
right.
great game.
It's legit.
Yes, okay, definitely
I
will
think
check
I am
it
gonna
out.
pick that game up. For real. I didn't know
You
it was
should.
flop like that. I absolutely
Adam will
will.
Is this
play with you.
that would
Is this-
actually be a great one for you guys to play on stream on this
Is it-
channel because it's 3-player. You can do 3-player.
Is it still here? Like, or I'm sorry, how much is it? I don't know why I said that.
I don't know.
Six.
I
See?
don't know.
I believe it's
I don't know
60,
if it's
and then
60.
the
It
DSC
can't
is
be
10.
60. Is this really
No,
60
it is
still?
$23.99.
Oh, well, that's a lot less than what
It's
I
on
paid
sale
for
How
it.
do I
right
not already
now.
own
It is
this? I'll buy it right
It's on
now.
sale right
Go get
now.
it. Yeah, go get it,
The
y'all.
normal
It's
price
on
is
sale.
$39.99.
Oh, I thought
Okay.
we played 60. Adam? I thought
No,
we
60 because 60 was probably day one. 60 probably came out
Probably.
like when
If
because
you
you said
get
it was in August.
if you get the game with the DLC bundle, it's $32.96 right now.
What? Get it.
Oh, so the DLC bundle is separate to the okay, I
So
see.
yeah, you can get like the DLC alone is $10.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Okay, definitely we'll check it out. Alrighty, so we'll do the last topic.
What's your topic, Davies? Get it.
Right, my
Let's
my
go.
topic is about Assassin's Creed. That's what nice transition there. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So they Ubisoft announced yesterday by trailer about the new Assassin's Creed series, and the series is going to be going in the Viking realm. So it's going to be heading out to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, who's going to be marking up a new storyline. So now, to me, I was like, the Assassin's Creed to me, it's like water. It's like water. There's so many of them, and there's so many different kinds of versions of them. And but this one, my rule of thumb is don't trust a game that only gives you an FMV or like a or some sort of a series of some sort. So like I don't know where I stand on this one yet, but the idea of the Assassin's Creed universe to be going into in the Vikings, I just feel like that just feels like a good next step for the series itself. So let me see if I got some information on the Assassin's Creed thing here. I lost it, but let me pull it back up again. So now the new Assassin's Creed, you'll be able to play. You'll play Ivor, a warrior and Viking clan leader. While yeah. So what's cool with this one is that you can play male or female in this. So it doesn't even so you can make
They said that both the male and female character are canonical.
Yeah, so that's freaking awesome. I love that they could do that. And as usual, they're going to be they didn't show anything on the system, so I don't know where this is going to stand. But I don't know, man. I might come back to it because the last Assassin's Creed that I played was God. I stopped when it was starting to get kind of weird. With Assassin's Creed 3, like Smitty, where did you stop at?
I stopped at Black Flag. That was like really the only one that I played is Black Flag. So I can't really speak. You know what I mean? Like this one looks dope to me though. Like I want to get this one because again, Black Flag for me was kind of like an offshoot or just a one-off Assassin's Creed. Whereas I didn't really understand any of the other storyline stuff or this or that. This to me seems cool. Anything with Vikings is gonna be dope, I think. Especially set with the Assassin's Creed mechanics. Come on, dude, tell me that's not gonna be awesome. This is gonna be awesome. So I'll probably pick this up for sure.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah, so I definitely, I always liked Vikings. I love, God of War, dude. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
The new God of War that came out on PS4 was just so amazing. So like, I hated God of War, the original God of War series. So
What?
but yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. It was just basically an angry guy killing people.
No way,
That's
dude.
all it was.
God, all the
It
Greek
was.
mythology and this and that. What are you talking about?
No, it was
guy
not
right
like.
here.
He's so
Kratos was-
judgy. Let's get him, Smitty. Tell him.
Maybe it was basically no. I'm sorry, dude. Like maybe it was basic. Maybe it's the review side of me. I don't know. I've been doing website gaming reviews forever, but like I don't know. I think it was just too simple. But the whole thing is overall no. God of War, but I mean God of War, the new one was just amazing. In just the Norse mythology, everything was really fun. It was really cool. So I think overall, like that's what kind of got my interest, and then I wanted to know like how they're going to use the iconic daggering system like they did for all the assassins in this when when most of these people are going to be like wielding dual axes like and all these crazy these cool things so I mean, so what about you? Well, then get your take on this, Lex.
I've never. I'm trying to think back. When was the original Assassin's Creed released?
Assassin's Creed, I want to say 2007, because I believe that game came out on the PS3 and Xbox 360. The
Really?
first one. No, the first Assassin's Creed was PS3. Then yeah, I want to say 7 or 8, 2007 or 2008.
So I don't think I've ever played any of the Assassin's Creed games.
I've never owned one.
I don't think I played, because I feel like I've had this discussion with someone else. Assassin's Creed and Metal Gear Solid, I've never played them. I've watched other people play them. I don't know. I'm very into like lore and mythology, so this one
Mhm.
might actually be my jam. I always feel like I think when it was released, I was just working like 60 plus hours a week in college at the time, so I didn't have time for anything,
Mhm.
let alone sleep. So because PlayStation 3, right at the tail end into PlayStation 4 is when I was able to kind of like slow down and get back into gaming. And I
Mhm.
just feel like this wasn't a game that was on my radar, not because I didn't think it was up my alley. It's just I think I
Well,
was excited about other things, but
theoretically,
it
like
looks cool.
Assassin's Creed 1 was not the one that most people kind of fell in love with, because Assassin's Creed 1 was just a mediocre game at best. But it was 2 when Assassin's Creed 2 came out with Ezio and the whole group in in Italy and all that stuff, is what most people kind of say that's the one that stapled the series. It's like, because it
Right.
was popular. It's had most of the biggest spring of offspring of different other games that came within too.
You
Uh,
know, I think because I in the back of my head I keep thinking, no, you've played this. I know what it is. I used to
mhm,
get Loot Crate, and I got a big Assassin's Creed like limited edition book. That's
mhm,
what it was, and I think I've read through a bunch of the lore for the games.
mhm.
Um, and that's like it's tickling in the back of my mind, like, no, you idiot, you play this. I haven't played it, but I've read about it. Like in immense detail. This actually might be like a game I pick up. It looks really cool. I've seen other commercials for it.
Mhm.
Um, I also like Viking lore, so
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
Viking Lore
it's
was very interesting. Yeah, I totally agree.
and because
Um,
it's different as far as like, you know what I mean. I think it looks really cool. It might be a game I pick up if I have time. We'll
yeah,
see.
I just want to know, like, because like the one thing I really kind of I've been kind of edging out is like, since I'm really far behind, because Assassin's Creed 3 is a long time ago. Do I need like,
Do
is
you
it
need to
like, I don't
play
know
the
if
others to
do
catch
I
up
need to
kind
play
of
the other ones to
scenario?
understand
I
what's going
don't
on? Because
think so. Because the previous two that have come out,
They find it out
Origins and
for you.
Odyssey, like
mhm,
I don't own, like I said, I don't own any of the games, but one of my friends really loves the Assassin's Creed series, and like it took place in like Egypt and like in like Greek and Roman times. Like those were the
okay,
last two games, and it was more about like historical lore and like history and stuff more than like the sci-fi story, from what I know.
okay, yeah, because
But
like here's
I don't think you really need to like play them to know what's going on in the story anymore.
okay, well, here's what I have right now, and then this might be a spoilers for people here, because like the first set of Assassin's Creed games, the 1, 2, 3, they all linked together, because it was they had this weird system called Animus or something like that, that allowed a person to go look in the back of the lineage of of a person. So there was a specific person
Yeah.
that they were going through, they were going through his timeline of like his ancestors and stuff. So there was like a mix of like the past and the present kind of thing. And then
Right.
someone told me they threw that idea out like in the process, because when they were releasing Assassin's Creeds every year. Yeah, okay, good. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, because that's what made, I think that's what made the story of it kind of weak. But like
Oh.
they ditched that. So they ditched that in Origin and Odyssey. So the new set. Okay, so
Huh.
Origin and Odyssey is the newest versions of it. That's the last two renditions, which was Greek and Egyptian.
Yeah.
So yeah, so okay, I that
I
there's okay,
think
so I
it's
might need to do
more
that.
like now it's like each one's like more of like a standalone game, but it has this similar mechanic system and like theme that the previous games have had, but it's all like standalone now.
Okay, thank goodness. Because that I'm glad they got rid of it because that it really was confusing and it was really they kind of like pigeonholed themselves in a spot where they could possibly be like weird if someone wants to go be creative about what they were wanting to do in the storyline. But no, I'm glad they did that.
Yeah.
So now seeing this with seeing with the Vikings though, it's just like makes me kind of wanting to play more of the more recent series though. So I'll definitely
I
yeah,
think
okay. I'll definitely
I
check that
think I'll
out.
play it now that you say that because I know I when you started saying like backtracking about the old games, I'm like, see, I know
Mhm,
about this, which makes me think I played it. Like I played The Witcher. I played all
mhm,
of them. I don't really
mhm.
remember that much, and that's not to say that I didn't like it. I just
Didn't have
it's
that
how my
much of an
brain
impact.
works, sadly. But
Yeah.
man, I kind of want to. And I'm about to get to a new book series too, so I'm like trying to allocate time to like read and play games and still do all. I don't have enough time. Can I clone myself? And we
Sure.
have like hive mind? That would be fantastic. I'm
That would be
already a
scary.
robot. Let's do it. Oh, that's
That-
mean.
I'm looking forward to this because I like Vikings, like Celtic. I like all of the like
Do I
European
have to play with a controller?
pre-Christianity like mythology and lore. Like I
Mhm.
really like all that stuff, so I'm looking forward to this.
Wait, do you have
Yeah.
to play with controller? Is this game not on PC?
It's
No,
on
it's gonna be on PC.
they're
It's
on
on all
Oh,
systems.
okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I can't play controller anymore. I've got arthritis in the handsies. I'm an old lady, y'all. Oh my god, my
Oh
birthday's
my
right around the
gosh.
corner. I gotta play on keyboard and
Yeah.
mouse.
So, Smitty, is this gonna be something that's going to fancy? Is this gonna be on the list of Smitty games to beat?
This will be this game. Well, here's my thing too. When is this supposed to come out? I'm guessing next generation. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if you get it on
They said
PC
this winter.
this
Yes,
winter.
it's a
Oh,
holiday
oh, we got
2020. Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
because I
we have
might
that like
want to.
next week or something.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
no,
there's
no,
still
no.
time on this. Yeah, because like I wouldn't mind. Like I'm reading what Don's saying, and like I didn't knew. So they essentially rebooted with what the last two new ones, Odyssey and Origins or whatever.
Origins.
Or
Yeah.
is that a reboot or is that still going out the same older storyline? It's basically a
No,
reboot, right?
it's a reboot. It's a revamp.
Okay. Yeah, so I wouldn't mind going back and playing those and then moving forward with this, but I could also see myself just getting this as a standalone too. I think I have some of the other Assassin's Creeds and I just haven't played them. Like I don't know. I mean again, this one looks super dope. But Assassin's Creed like I've just never really been that tied to that franchise. Again, the only one that I've played is
Yeah.
Black Flag. I've seen other people play other ones, but I never really took a major interest in the series. And I'm a robot again? I sound like a robot?
You're
I
good
don't
No,
understand
no,
now.
what's
you
It
going
was
on.
sound
just
good
for a
now.
You're good
moment.
now. Yeah,
Oh,
it
Is
keeps
it
going
going in
back
and
and
out?
forth.
it's going
No,
I wonder if
random.
it's
No,
I
it's,
wonder if
it
it's the
wasn't cutting.
RTX thing, dude.
because now they're
RTX.
just beat booping together and take.
Oh.
He doesn't go far to take to the leader. I'm the leader of the
It
robot.
may or may
That's
not
what.
be influencing it. I'm sorry.
Beat
Well, that's
boots.
freaking hilarious.
You are. Okay. You have an extra key for
Oh,
Origins?
I mean, if Davies
Davis?
doesn't want it,
I don't have a key. Oh, who says who
That's
has
what
a
Don
key?
Don's got
said.
an extra key.
Yeah, I'm definitely down. I'll definitely check it out. I mean,
Don't you have
I mean,
reviews and interviews and stuff?
I do. I do have downtime too, Smitty. But
Hey,
I don't. I don't.
Hey, you know what? I finished. I finished Final Fantasy VII, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Thank you. And I immediately jumped back onto Kakarot.
Nice.
I'll
Good
work my
job.
way
So
through that. I still have Fallen Order that I have to finish. Like I'm real close to the end on that too. I need to just bang
then
that
we
out.
also. Oh, by the way, like we did do a bet this
Yeah,
year.
we did.
So like if you didn't go check it out, you can go check out Smitty's other podcast. What was it, Smitty? What was
I am, dude.
it? Like the name of your podcast?
Land parties?
Land Party. There we go. Golly, there we
Yeah.
go. Yeah,
Oh,
Land
word.
Parties.
Is
The
everyone
Land Parties
stroking out
podcast.
today?
Yeah, we are. We're totally gone, I guess. But yeah, so basically, Smitty has like a ridiculous like long list of different games that he just like half plays and just lets it go. So I told him it's like, oh, okay, really? It's like that's nice. So how's that Metal Gear Solid 5 game running? So if he doesn't beat Metal Gear Solid 5 by Extra Life this year, he's going to donate $100 to Extra Life.
I
So
heard that.
there you
I
go.
was there.
Yes. So we got an episode 15 on his podcast on LAN parties, and we got episode 46 on CFG GameCast to hold him responsible to that bet. So
this is the part that I
really
didn't say though, that when I win this bet, Lex gets to do Davis's makeup at the CFG / Extra Life event. So that's the part that I left out.
This is the first I've heard of it. That's the first I've heard of it, but I'm down. I'll definitely do it.
Dog, it's ridiculous.
I am definitely do it. We're all over the place, man.
We are all over the place.
We're all over the place. We're all over the place. But yeah, we're definitely So we'll definitely tune in on that. But anyways, Lex, what do you have? What are your plans this week? What are you streaming this week?
I'm kind of hoping to kind of just get back to basics. On Monday, I'm still a little up in the air as to what we're playing. Hopefully, I don't drop a car on myself again anytime soon. Spoopy Tuesdays, I kind of have a really cool, fun idea that I want to implement to that. So we might be starting a little earlier for Spoopy Tuesdays and going just as long. So have you? I'll leave it as a surprise for Tuesday. But yeah, just kind of just going through the motions. Nothing too special this week. I am working on a special project behind the scenes that I'll have a meeting for tomorrow. So maybe you guys will get some new information about that next week when I know more. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Yeah. Watching to catch a predator. You're watching to catch a predator on your phone. I love.
No, this is what I'm doing. This is the concert, day 2.
He's watching the concert.
Of the Cope quarantine concert.
It started, yeah.
It has started. Oh, okay. It is going down right now.
All right.
He's so upset. All right, well, hurry up. Smitty,
no,
what are you
that's not what I was saying that for, because they're calling me liars.
Oh, rude. No.
I'll show them. But yeah, no, dude. Smitty, I don't know, man. I might have to pick up this Remnant game. I might stream Marauder. I know that Last Oasis has been having a lot of issues as far as with their games, their servers, and even like their cheating and stuff like that has become an issue as well.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, so I haven't really been on it here in a little bit. I would eventually like to get back on it, but you guys kind of sold me on this. What was it called? Remnant?
Yeah, Remnant. Mr. Robot.
Yeah. Do I sound like a... Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
All right, I'm going to shut up now. I'll be honest.
Just let it go. Okay, cool.
What about you?
I was just waiting. I was waiting. You know what? I was waiting this time to say whatever y'all going to say. So, but this time, y'all dropped the ball on that. So there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be streaming some more Trials of Mana. I was going to do it yesterday, but unfortunately with some technical difficulties, I wasn't able to do it. I may do it later this evening, but I will definitely do it tomorrow evening as well at 8 p.m. Pacific time. So definitely check us out over at CFG Games, and so we'll definitely see what's going going on with it, and for now. So,
what about Faye?
Yo, that's a good idea.
I've been playing a whole bunch of Monster Hunter.
Yes, thanks to
might play some later. I'm trying to plan some stuff out to actually have a more consistent stream schedule, because right now it's just been like, hey, do I feel like doing this? Sure, why not? But I'm gonna try and get an actual one, because I have tons of horror games that I bought that I always wanted to stream, never played, etc. So I want to have actual planned days for story-based games.
Have you played World of Horrors?
I have not. Yeah, I've seen it, and it looks super spooky.
That seems like a game that you would like. I think you would like that game.
You said World of Horrors?
World of Horror.
Oh. Yeah.
I heard something.
It's spooky.
I know what you heard, Smitty. No one's surprised about what you heard. But yeah,
no way that's a game.
World of Horrors.
It's like Sean Connery's just saying it that way.
Terrible.
World of Horrors. It's a cool black and white like scary
That's
game.
my
It's
jam.
like very like Junji Ito inspired.
Yeah, so
and,
I
like,
think
it looks like extra spooky.
that sounds like something that
Oh.
you should definitely check out for yourself. That would be fun to check out. And so okay, yeah, and so I guess this is it of episode number 46. This nice rolling dumpster fire of a straight up podcast today. I think anything that went wrong happened. It's just maybe I brought that jinx with me along the lines, but we'll still, it was good. It was a really good one. But this is Davis, Smitty, and Lex and Faye signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Bye guys.